Welcome. Today we're looking into some really chilling, true accounts. These are stories sent in by people, just regular people, describing these moments where everything you trust just falls apart. We'll hear some grim stories from corrections officers, then a really unsettling one about a new house with a dark secret, and we'll finish up with some strange encounters, stalkers, phantom figures, that kind of thing. So find a comfortable spot. Let's begin. First up, let's talk about prisons. Confinement. We have these accounts from corrections officers, and they detail some really extreme, unexpected violence. Like this one incident, there was a non-violent inmate put in lockdown with someone known to be violent. And the way the murder happened would involve something you wouldn't even think of as a weapon.
There was this grim sort of resourcefulness you find in those environments. He used a coloring pencil, drove it right through the other inmate's eyeball to kill him.
It's horrifying. When everything is controlled, even something like a pencil becomes deadly.
And there was another detail mentioned, right, about self-harm.
Oh, yeah. Almost unbelievable. A different inmate somehow managed to pull out his own eye.
It just speaks to the level of desperation or psychological breakdown in that setting.
Definitely. It makes you question the source of the violence. Is it malice or just total collapse?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a really disturbing mix. There's this story about a female inmate. They called her Jay-Z. She was constantly causing trouble, acting out. But one day, it was different. Real distress. Turns out her aunt, Margaret Allen, who was in the same prison, had just been sentenced to death.
And the aunt's crime was exceptionally brutal.
Absolutely horrific. She'd killed a woman, cut her throat, poured bleach down her throat and mouth, and then buried her while she was still alive. Just pure, calculated cruelty.
So the officer's first reaction is obviously judgment. How could anyone defend that?
Right. But then Jay-Z tells her story, and it complicates things immensely. She explains that when she was 6, her parents were cooking crack in their apartment. A guy breaks in to kill them. Jay-Z's 10-year-old cousin managed to hide her and the other kids in a closet, told them to be quiet no matter what.
Okay, so sheer terror from a young age.
Exactly. But then Jay-Z's best friend, hearing the screams, she panics and runs out of the closet. And she's instantly shot dead.
Right.
Right there.
Oh, my God.
And the point Jay-Z was making, this aunt, Margaret Allen, the one sentenced to death for that awful murder, she was the one who took Jay-Z and the other kids in after that, fed them, looked after them, protected them.
So you have this clash. The person who did something monstrous is also the source of survival, of loyalty. It forces you to look at loyalty born from trauma versus, societal judgment.
It's a heavy thing to process.
Yeah.
And one last story from confinement, this one from a juvenile facility. A new kid arrives, very shy, quiet, gets put in a cell with a known violent inmate. Second night, the cellmate takes a screw out of a bench in the cell, wakes the new kid up and just says, "I'm going to make you a pirate."
No.
And shoves the screw right into the kid's eye.
And the reason? Was there even a reason?
That's the chilling part. When asked why, he just said the kid looked at him the wrong way.
Just
senseless violence born out of that environment.
So that's violence we can sort of understand, even if it's extreme. Human violence. But this next story, it shifts. It's about a different kind of intrusion, more like dread. In a home.
Yeah, this is the main story for today. Someone house sitting for their brother found this great house, seemingly perfect, really affordable, only catch, an unfinished basement, concrete floor, bare walls. So the narrator's there for 3 nights. First night, fall asleep on the couch, maybe around midnight. Next thing they know, they're awake, standing, utterly disoriented, in pitch darkness.
Okay.
They realize they're in the unfinished basement. The only light is this faint blue glow from the kitchen door at the top of the stairs. They'd sleepwalk down there.
Now, this is important context the narrator provides. Sleepwalking ran in the family. The brother did it a lot, but the narrator, they had an actual phobia of sleepwalking because of the brother, and they swore they had never done it before, ever.
Right, so this is deeply unsettling for them. The idea that their own body betrayed them, and they kept picturing it. Silently getting up, opening that basement door they knew they'd closed it, and just shuffling down those dark stairs, unconscious.
Yeah, that loss of control is terrifying.
So day 2, they're determined this won't happen again. They go out, buy a heavy rubber door stopper, a wedge, come back, jam it hard under the basement door from the living room side, kick it tight, test it. That door isn't moving.
A physical barrier. Makes sense.
Night 2 comes. They wake up.
Don't tell me.
Pitch black. Basement again.
Oh, come on.
And this time, they're farther from the stairs, like maybe 10 feet out into the room. They scrabble back up, turn on the lights, heart pounding, and there, on the floor, a few feet from the stairs, is a rubber wedge. Just lying there.
Lying there. Not like kicked away, but placed.
It looked like it had just been tossed aside, casually.
Okay, that's way beyond simple sleepwalking now. That implies intention, conscious or not.
Exactly. So now they're really freaked out. They decide, fine, leave the basement lights on. And they force themselves to actually look around down there. The stairs kind of split the basement, right? One side has the washer and dryer. The other side is just this large, open concrete space.
Right.
And in that open area, maybe 10, 15 feet from where they woke up the second night, there's a door, a small cloth door set into the concrete wall. It's closed.
Okay.
But there's no doorknob, just an empty hole where the knob should be.
Just a hole.
And the narrator looks at the door, thinks about where they woke up each night, and this cold dread hits them. Each night, I was getting closer to that door.
Oh, wow.
They ran upstairs, left the lights on, didn't go back down. The next day, they confront the brother. What is with that basement? What's behind that door? And the brother gets cagey, avoids the question, mumbles something about how he never does laundry down there, says even his cats, who go everywhere, refuse to go into the basement. And he has I never believed in ghosts or anything before this place.
So the brother felt it too, even without the sleepwalking. The avoidance, the animals. Classic signs something's off.
Finally, the brother tells the truth. Why they got the house so cheap? The previous owners. Their teenage daughter used the basement as her bedroom, and she killed herself. In that closet, took pills.
Oh, man. Inside the closet with no doorknob.
Yeah. The family tried to renovate, but couldn't stay. Sold it cheap. Now, the narrator said, okay, maybe the brother just made that up to explain things, felt guilty, skeptical.
Understandable.
But later, they're describing that last morning, reaching for the empty doorknob hole, telling the brother how the air right there felt weird, and just as the narrator says the word electricity,
Let me guess.
the brother says electric at the exact same time.
Wow. That synchronous confirmation, that shared physical sensation, that makes it real, not just a story. It suggests they were genuinely drawn towards that spot of tragedy, absorbing something left behind.
Yeah. The narrator left right after that, never house sat there again.
No.
And never sleepwalked again either. Okay, so that's slow burn dread. Let's shift to things that happen fast. Sudden danger, immediate threats.
Where safety just evaporates in an instant.
Right. First one, a friend is out for a run, rural Maine, pretty remote area. She notices a van. It seems to be following her, keeping pace a few blocks back. She starts to feel uneasy, picks up her speed. The van speeds up too.
Oh, that's terrifying, the confirmation of the threat.
She full-on sprints, sees a house, runs into the backyard, jumps the fence, and spots an empty in-ground swimming pool. She jumps in, hides low, calls 911.
Smart, using the terrain for cover. Good thinking under pressure.
Then the man parks the van out front, gets out, and starts calling out to her calmly. Hey, need a ride home?
Just calling out into the yard, chilling. That confirms her fear wasn't paranoia.
Police show up quickly. Turns out the van was stolen from an HVAC company. They caught the guy in the next county over.
Close call. Shows how quickly a normal run can turn into a survival situation.
Okay, next one. Midnight knock. Narrator's playing games, windows open. Here's a knock at the front door. They open it. It's a woman. No shoes, clothes are ripped. She's speaking only Spanish, frantic. Says she needs help. Claims she's being human trafficked, came from Honduras.
Okay, immediate crisis, high stakes.
She asked for $500, or maybe a car to get to L.A.,
Right.
but she's very clear. Do not call the police.
That's the dilemma, isn't it? The plea for help, but the warning against involving authorities. Suggests the danger is immediate, maybe watching.
The family inside decides, look, they have to call the police. It's too serious. But as they're deciding, they look out the window again, and they see a car pull onto their street. Slowly, no headlights on.
Oh, wow, okay, that changes everything.
Yeah, they immediately pull back inside, lock everything, wait a bit. When they look out again, the car is gone. And the woman, she's gone too.
That silent car validates her fear. They might have been watching the whole time. Wisely, they didn't intervene directly.
Here's another sudden scare. New house again, this one pretty secluded. Father wakes up, maybe 1 a.m., walks into the living room, heading towards the dining room, and he sees a figure, tall, standing silently in the corner of the dining room, wearing a white gown, long white hair.
Just standing there, in the dark. That's primal fear territory.
He yells out, and the figure just sprints directly at him. Super fast, he said, like a fucking jet.
Whoa! Okay, fight or flight kicks in hard there.
He backs up fast into his bedroom, grabs something, anything, ready for a fight. The figure lunges right into the bedroom doorway, stops suddenly, and just asks, why are you in my house?
It spoke.
Yeah. Turned out it was an elderly woman with dementia. Lived about half a mile away. had just wandered out of her house and into his, found the door unlocked.
Oh my goodness, from pure terror to confusion and pity in a split second. But that initial perception, the figure, the speed, his brain interpreted it as a lethal threat instantly.
Okay, 2 quick final ones. One is about memory, one about terrible misunderstanding. First, a shared childhood memory. The narrator and their brother, maybe 4 or 5 years old, they both clearly remember seeing a tall man walk into their living room, black coat, top hat, distinct. They called for their parents, thought it was a joke or something. But Bill's parents came out of the kitchen, swore no one else was there, hadn't seen anyone. They definitely saw him, though.
A shared anomalous experience. Those are often dismissed, but when 2 people see the same impossible thing.
Right. And the confirmation came decades later. The narrator was telling this story to their own daughter. And literally seconds after telling it, their phone buzzes. It's a text from the brother. Out of the blue, it just says, "Hey, do you remember that guy in the top hat from when we were kids?"
No way. That simultaneous, unprompted recall, that's incredibly validating. Makes you question what they actually saw.
And the last one, it's just tragic. A party. A friend goes back to his room during the night. Unbeknownst to anyone, he overdoses and dies in there.
Oh, terrible.
Another party guest, maybe in the next room, heard noises from his room during the night. Loud moaning, some thrashing sounds. The next morning, this guest sees the narrator and jokes like, "Wow, sounds like you guys really hooked up last night."
Oh, no.
Thinking the sounds were intimate. They had no idea they were actually hearing the sounds of their friend dying just through the wall.
That misinterpretation. Hearing death and thinking it's life, that's profoundly disturbing. A complete failure to read the signs.
So when you look at all these stories, the prison violence, the house drawing someone in, these sudden random encounters, the common thing seems to be how easily the barriers break down, the ones between safety and, well, terror.
Yeah, and what strikes me across many of these, the sleepwalking, the misinterpretation at the party, maybe even the dementia patient. The terror isn't just the external threat. It's amplified when the person realizes they were already involved somehow, like the sleepwalker taking down their own barrier or the guest hearing death but not recognizing it. It's the horror of realizing you were already past the point of safety or even complicit without knowing it.
That's a really unsettling thought to end on. How much are we letting in without even realizing it? Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into these, truly chilling accounts. If you appreciate hearing these explorations into the terrifying and the true, please do hit like, maybe share this with someone, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. Stay vigilant out there, stay safe, and we'll meet you again in the darkness.